Hey guys, what's going on? Long time. So I'm back and it's been a little minute, but as I stated on my page, I've had, I was doing a lot of self care and balancing out my own energies. And I would never want to come on and, read other energies and not be balanced myself. So I took some time out for myself and I encourage all to do the same whenever life feels like it's a little bit much, and things come at you back to back to back to back. Sometimes you just need to take time out, right? And just self care and balance and don't try to take on too much. So I feel like it's only right for me to come back for this full moon. As you guys know, I am a Cancer baby, okay? I'm ruled by the moon. And so I feel good, okay? So I want to come on here and do pretty much a general reading. I don't want to like make it so structured, like, oh, full moon reading, especially because I haven't been here um, in a little while. So let me put this here. Wait. I learned my lesson last time. It burned through a hole through my sage. So I'm just going to put it in the back. Okay. So I'm going to get right into it, you guys, because I know I always say this. I don't want the video to be too long, but I really don't want this video to be too long. I want to get it straight to the point. I want to start making shorter videos because I understand like time is everything, and there may be some people who actually want to, go through a whole entire reading, but just don't have the time to listen or the ability to listen for an hour. Because sometimes my readings be like a whole hour. So I'm gonna try to. That's my goal, is to shorten these readings but make it plain and simple and quick, short and sweet. And just so you guys know, I will be. Ooh, my setup is a little weird, you guys, because it's been a long time. So I had to reset everything up, and so it's a little off center, but it's okay. We here now. We here now. Let's go. But I will be starting to upload onto YouTube, you guys. So just look out for like the YouTube links and things like that. Your support is greatly appreciated. And I will be setting up a place where if anybody is called to donate anything, whatever it is that you feel like you want to donate, if that is on your heart. It's not necessary at all. I do this from my heart. So it's really not necessary, but I know that there's been some people who wanted to like, donate or just give an energy exchange for the energy that I'm putting out right now. So anyway, let's get into it. So first I'm going to pull two oracle cards. These two oracle cards are going to be what Spirit, out of all the messages that come through, Spirit is going to want us to really focus on these specific messages, okay? So just so you guys know, if you're new here, these are general collective readings, so it may not resonate. Not all messages may resonate for you. If this sounds familiar or you feel like it's resonating for you and you like a personal reading, just message me. You can comment. You can message DM me. There's multiple ways to get in contact with me. Okay. But yeah, if you've been led to this video, if you find yourself stumbling across this video, there are no coincidences. So you might, there might be messages in here for you to hear, or it may not be necessarily your energy, but the energy that is surrounding you. All right, let's go. So I've already called in my angels, ancestors, the universe to help me be a clear channel, and a clear guide to bring these messages out and provide clarity and comfort. All right, Spirit. So for this particular full moon and just general messages in reference to, I guess, the time that I've been gone till now, out of these, ooh, okay. Autumn, release the old and rest. How beautiful is that? Was I just not talking about resting, right? Taking rest. Release the old and take rest. So let's get one more, Spirit. One more, please. I love it when Spirit does that. I love it. Right on the money. And that's why I always like to shuffle on camera, because the intentions are pure and I cannot make these, I can't make the meanings of these cards up, okay? So they fall out the way they are meant to fall out. Let's go. Let's get one more, please. One more spirit, please. All right, I'm going to shuffle 2 more times. If nothing wants to come out, then I'm just going to pull one from the top. One more time. All right, what's this? Mirror guarding. Take time to reflect. Okay, so we're getting a lot of taking time, right? Release the old and rest, and take time to reflect, right? This is beautiful, you guys. This is beautiful. All right, let's go. So let's start. I do want to start with my moon deck, because I feel like it's appropriate. And I feel like the moon deck really speaks of our shadow selves or things that we've been struggling with. So I'm going to pull the overall energy, and then we're going to get into like the actual messages, okay? So the overall energy will maybe help some of you guys watching to see if this message is actually for you. If this is something that maybe you've been going through or maybe you've been feeling. The next, okay. Oh, tower moments. Tower, okay. So actually, give me a minute, guys. I want to move this back. Move the bouquet back. I'm going to try to get a better setup too, you guys. If you guys have any suggestions, just let me know. All right. And if you can't see the cards, you guys know I will be holding the cards up. Okay. So, Knight of Wands, the Hangman. Let's get two. Oh, okay. I was gonna say let's get 2 more, and we got 2 more. Okay, so bring this back. All right, so I feel like a lot of you guys have been definitely dealing with a lot of tower moments. And I mean, that's obvious. I feel like the energy of since 2020 came in, honey, has been very, very aggressive. Okay, we'll say that. Very, very aggressive in tower moments. And tower moments are all about divine intervention, or it could be something that had to be destroyed in order to be rebuilt or in order to transform. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't see tower moments as transformation and things happening for their good. And that's a mental thing, okay? That's something that's a conditioning, a mental conditioning. If we understand or look back on our lives and see where we had other tower moments and moments where we felt like we weren't going to be able to get through, you look from those moments that you had in the past and you look to where you are now, okay? A lot of the times we're in a better place, or if we're not in a better place per se, we realize why certain things had to happen in order for there to be a setup for your future, or for you to be put in a different position. So sometimes scary things happen, bad things happen, hurtful things happen for a reason, in order to either get you back on track or in order to set you up for better opportunities. Even in the midst of them, sometimes it doesn't feel like that, it doesn't seem like it, but yeah. So I feel like a lot of you guys, after this tower moment, there were so many different things that still needed to be done. Things that needs, because when you have certain things that blow up in your life still goes on, right? And sometimes that feeling of life going on while you're still trying to pick up the pieces of whatever just shattered, you feel almost overwhelmed, because you're like, damn, I really need to get my head back in the game. I really need to be doing this. I need to be doing that. But I feel like I'm missing out, because so many things are happening and the world keeps happening. Like, responsibilities are still there. The world is still moving. So it could be overwhelming, right? But, and the reason why I say that is because right after the tower moment is the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is an action card, okay? It's actually one of the very, impulsive, a very impulsive knight. He's one of the most impulsive knights, meaning he works off of his passion, and he rarely ever thinks things through before acting on them. So I feel like that's where I'm getting that energy, that a lot of you guys had tower moments, and it was like in the midst of those tower moments and those very, very like crucial moments of like things blowing up in your face or things being shattered, you still felt the need to like keep it moving. And some of you, I feel like it was more of a defense mechanism, or trying to bury what was really happening and trying to like put on this face or put on this mask, like everything's fine, let me get back to what I was doing, I'm fine, I'm good, you good, we good, you know. So I feel like a lot of you guys may have been lying to yourselves and not giving yourself the appropriate rest, right? Resting and reflecting on what was happening so that you know how to move forward. And I think this is what Spirit is saying. Some of you guys got the point after it became too overwhelming for you to try to continue to act like everything was fine. After it became too overwhelming, you were almost forced to just be in this hangman position. So the hangman is about enlightenment, like taking a pause, resting, right? That's exactly what this card is about. Resting, taking a pause in order to gain enlightenment, in order to figure out what it is that you need to do next. Okay? And I noticed that he's tied up in red rope, and to me the red can represent extreme passion, extreme love, or extreme anger. Okay, so you would have to apply that how it pertains to you. But I feel like during this time, a lot of you guys may have been like the tower moment that was happening may have been in your relationships, your friendships, or I guess like connections that you've had very strong, that you were tied to very strongly, because we have the Two of Cups here. The Two of Cups is about love, okay, partnerships, okay. So I feel like maybe a lot of your tower moments has something to do with this. Cups represent love and emotions, so I feel like, you know, for example, a lot of people lost people, right? You know, people pass on every single day, but there was a lot of that happening. I feel like a lot of that happening in the very beginning of 2020. I know I lost somebody very, very close to me, you know. Then the Kobe Bryant, you know, there was just like a lot of different and not just, that's like Kobe Bryant was in the news obviously. So but I deal with a lot of people on a regular. I work, you know, somewhere where I see a lot of different people from all types of, you know, different walks of life, from different countries and things like that. So I'm always hearing that, and I'm also a makeup artist, so I get very personal with a lot of my clients, and I know that a lot of people were dealing with divorces, people passing on, passing away, friendships that just kind of fell apart. So I think that had a lot to do with the tower moments, and this created a lot of regret, right? A lot of emotional regret. This is the Five of Cups. Feeling regretful, feeling sad about something that turned out not the way that you expected to turn out, or the way that you wanted it to turn out, right? But again, like I said before, down here, there's always a plan. If you condition, look, I just got finished telling somebody this during a reading. We are constantly manifesting. We're always manifesting, regardless of whether you're intentionally manifesting or not, or if you're meaning to or not. But regardless, you're manifesting. Whether you go and say, like, because something didn't go your way in the very beginning of the day when you woke up in the morning, and now all of a sudden, I could already tell today's going to be a bad day. Well, you manifested that. Like the term, when it rains, it pours. That's a form of manifestation, because just because it's raining doesn't mean it has to pour. And it's basically implying that when one bad thing happens, a bunch of other bad shit happens. And that's a condition, that's a mental condition, right? Conditioning. So if you know that regardless, you're manifesting at every second of your life and every moment of the day, even when you're sleeping, if you are aware of that and acknowledge that, then you will start to appreciate tower moments. Okay, it doesn't mean appreciating the tower moments doesn't mean that it's not going to hurt and those tower moments aren't going to be overwhelming, but it just means that if you consider that tower moment to be working for your greater good, then that's exactly what's going to happen. So sometimes there needs to be a pause, or there needs to be a redirection of your life, okay? And that's what the tower moment is all about, okay? And it's also major arcana, which is a very steady energy, meaning it's more of like it's a highlighted energy, I'll say, okay? All right, so let's get on to some messages or advice based off of this energy here. All right, Spirit, what else? What messages do we have, or things that we need to know as a collective? Oh, something flipped over. Hold on, you guys. What was it? I saw you. Don't try to play. Okay. Two of Wands. Okay. Let's get two more to support this message. Judgment. And the Devil. Give me a minute while I anchor this in. Okay. So I think this, for me, this is a message. I think that the energy that I'm picking up from this message is that, so, all right, boom. There were tower moments, right? There were a time of reflection, right? A time of rest. And if you haven't been in this energy, you guys, this is just a message. You got to take it how it resonates. If you haven't been in this energy, then this is saying that you need to rest. These are the things that you need to do, right? But if you've been in this energy, right, and you've taken time out and you've been, resting and you've been reflecting, now this is a message to say that it's time to get back to work. It's time to get back to work, because a lot of you guys have been, Two of Wands is about choosing a path and taking the path. So it's really about the energy of like making a decision. Making a decision, and now you're at the next step of that decision. So you made a decision at one point to take some time out, rest, right? But now you're at a point where it's time to get back in action. Wands are about passion, right? And so it's now time to ignite your passions again. Start doing the things that you love, things that interest you. Because at the end of the day, it's reflection, taking time out and taking rest and taking a little pause is very, very important. But whenever it's attached to a tower moment, it's very, very easy to rest and reflect way too long. And that rest and reflect then can turn into depression, right? There's duality and balance to everything. There has to be balance. So just make sure that your resting and your reflection and all that is not going to take you down a rabbit hole of feeling like you don't know how to get back up, or you don't want to continue to do the things that you love to do. Sometimes it's gonna, like, for example, I love putting on makeup. I love just dressing up. That's just my thing. I've always been that way since I was little. But when I was having my own personal tower moments, I didn't want to put a stitch of makeup on my face. And it got to a point where I gave myself time. Honestly, it's been like maybe like a month and a half, right? Of just time and rest. And there was a point where I actually thought about makeup. And I was like, And even that thought, that initial thought about maybe I should put some eyebrows on. Maybe I should get my nails done. That initial thought felt daunting. It felt, ugh, but I don't want to. That's how I knew the fact that I was even thinking about, or had the brain space to think about my nails or my makeup, which I hadn't in that time. The fact that I was starting to think about it was a sign for me that Spirit was saying, you know what, you've had enough rest, ma'am. Let's remind you of your passions. Let's remind you of the things that make you feel good. And even though I didn't want to go to the salon, I didn't want to put an eyebrow on, I forced myself, because it was a constant reminder that kept popping up about the things that I enjoy doing, including readings. So this is about renewal, right? Because then judgment. The judgment card is about reviving, renewing, okay? And look, I just said it's like a message to spirits. Like, notice all these people here are not in color, but this divine being is in color. This angel is in color, right? And it's also in red. So red, like I said, could represent anger. Obviously, it's not anger because of the energy of the card. It's judgment. It's an angel. So red can represent anger, intense love, or intense passion. So this angel is talking about igniting your passion here to bring color back to your life. It's time to get out of that state of reflection, because some of you guys, That state, it started as reflection, it started as rest, it may started as taking a pause, but for some it's starting to spiral you into depression, and you may not be aware of it, and maybe that's why you're here at this video. Okay, so if some of you guys aren't in that energy yet, it's just a warning to be careful. If you've just started your rest and reflection, maybe you haven't been resting as long as I have, but if you just started taking some time out, that's okay. Take the time that you need, but just be aware that you be mindful of how much time you're taking, because the world needs you. Okay, because right after the judgment card about renewing and the angel saying, look, it's time to renew those passions, it's time to do the things that you love to do and that you enjoy, the devil card came out, because you're starting to kind of fall behind on feeling bound to this tower moment, feeling stuck by what happened, um feeling like you're drowning. Okay, it's time to get out of this energy. All right, it's time to renew and make a decision. And also, I always notice how she's on the cell phone right here. So just be mindful also of how much time you're spending on social media, especially if you're supposed to be taking time and reflection for yourself. The last thing you want to do is be taking time out because of something devastating that happened in your life, but you're like on on your phone. And your phone could definitely be a help. It definitely could help you. It depends on what the content is that you're feeding yourself. So when you're on your phone, are you looking at people that make you feel bad about yourself because they have $1 million homes and you don't? Are you looking at people who are filling their whole entire body with cosmetic surgery? I don't have anything against cosmetic surgery, let's be clear. Okay, I think a lot of it is pretty dope, honestly. But I'm just saying, like, the point of me saying that is that if you're already in a space of being overwhelmed, or feeling down and low, the last thing you need to do is be reminding yourself of like what you don't like about yourself. And let's be real, when cosmetic surgery is involved, it's because it's something that you don't like about yourself, and that's okay. We all have flaws, right? And if we have the ability to change it, why not, if it's done in a safe manner, right? But I'm just saying, just be mindful of what you're watching, like, or what you're feeding yourself. If you're looking at the news, that's probably not the right thing to be focused on. Okay. All right, let's see. What else, Spirit? What else? Nine of Wands, yeah. Okay, let's get two more to support that, Spirit. Two more to support that message. Four of Pentacles. Ooh. Okay, and so this is not an actual tarot card. It's a bonus card from this tarot deck, and it says everything is fine. Everything's fine. But it's a depiction of the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords is about the ending of mental anguish. Okay, so the overall message here with the Nine of Wands, the Four of Pentacles, and everything is fine. Okay, so for me, not for me, I don't know why I just said that, but what I meant is the energy that I'm feeling from it. But the Nine of Wands, the meaning of the card itself, is considered the wounded warrior. Okay, so it speaks about going through a long, tough battle, right? And almost being at a point where you wanted to give up, but you know, like, your spirit won't let you give up, because it's not in your nature to give up, right? So this is another message about picking yourself up. For some of you guys, I feel very strongly that some of you guys watching have maybe just started to take time out to reflect and take time away from social media and take time away from other people. I think that a lot of you guys some of you guys have just started that, and this is just maybe guiding you through that, of like the steps of once you have reflected to know how to get back up and pull yourself back up. But I feel strongly that this is for people who have already been taking time out to reflect. But I feel like it's a strong message that the time is up, okay, or the time is near. for you to get back. Get up off your feet, dust yourself off. You are the wounded warrior, sure, but you're a warrior. Okay? Wounded, but a warrior. So it's time to get up, right? And this talks about, the Four of Pentacles talks about not being able to let go, or like a stingy energy. So I feel like the message here is about helping others. Look to where you are, where you need to be of service, okay? Because a lot of times, of course, whenever you're in a state of reflection or in a hermit mode or in pause, of course the main focus should be you. It should be you. It should be about getting your self-care, getting yourself balanced. But at some point, it needs to stop being about you, and it has to be about other people, because we are one. We are all one, and we all need each other. Something that you have, a gift that you have, a passion, because these are wands, right? Passions. A passion that you have, somebody else needs that passion. Somebody else needs your talent. And if you're still stuck in a hermit mode, or stuck in depression, or stuck in a place where you're almost like refusing to come out of it, the world can you're ultimately holding on to the gifts that the world needs. Okay, your gifts and your abilities and your talents that you have, because every single person is talented. Not one person that walks this earth is talentless. Not one person. You may not know what your talent is, but you have it. You may not know what your gift is, but you have it. You may not know what your ability is, but you have it. And you're not going to discover it while you're locked away and basically wallowing in self-pity. I don't know why that came out, but that maybe somebody needs to hear that. But if you're wallowing in self-pity, you're definitely not going to discover your gifts in that way. It's about going out there, mingling, figuring out how you could partner with somebody, not being so stingy with your energy, because somebody out there needs it. Now, of course, use discernment. Make sure your energy is able, you're in a space where you're balanced so that you can get there. And if you're not, you need to work on getting there. And some of you guys know your gifts. You know what your talents are. You know what your abilities are. But again, if it doesn't matter how great of an artist you are, it doesn't matter how great of a teacher you are, it doesn't matter how great of a dancer you are, if you're stuck in your bubble because of a tower moment, because of discomfort, because of hurt. Okay, well, guess what? I have news for you. You're going to continue to be hurt as long as you live. There's going to continue to be tower moments as long as you are breathing. Okay, that's just the fact of it. You're not getting out of this life without being hurt, without being disappointed. So if you're going to stay in your cave because you had a tower moment, because you were hurt, well, honey, you might as well just stay up in that cave forever, because you're good as long as you're breathing. That's just life. We learn from it. And like I said earlier, it's about using those tower moments to understand that it's for your greater good. Remember, you're manifesting either way. You might as well manifest in a way that's going to benefit you and others around you. So a lot of you guys have gifts that you're keeping from yourself. Keeping from other people, okay? And those gifts, a lot of you guys, those gifts that you have is going to actually end up being your money maker. You see the coins? And I noticed the two coins that she's standing on, which to me represents, well, pentacles are already grounded energy. But to me, this represents groundedness, stability. And see how she's holding tight to this coin that's close to her chest, her heart, which to me is representing the passions, the talents, the abilities that she has. And then the other pentacles on top of her head, on her crown chakra. So yeah, a lot of you guys are sleeping on your abilities, your gifts, and your talents, and don't even realize that those are going to be your means of income. Everything's fine. An end is coming to an end. 10 represents completion. It's coming to an end. Everything is okay. Everything is okay. And that's a great affirmation, you guys, to look in the mirror. And whenever you start to feel a little, look, mirror, I just said mirror, and just remembered mirror guardian. Take time to reflect, and she's looking in her mirror. But look, she's looking in the reflection, But in her reflection, she sees the universe. It's not even her, but it is her because we are the universe. We are the creators. We're co-creators of our lives. Okay? There is a creator and higher being, but we are of that, which makes us the co-creator of our lives. Okay, so everything is fine. Look yourself in the mirror. Whenever you start to get anxiety, whenever you start to feel doubts, look yourself in the mirror and say, everything is fine. Everything is working for my greater good. All right, guys, I'm going to get one more message and then we're going to read one more message and then we're going to read the oracle cards and close this out. Okay, Wheel of Fortune. Ooh. The Magician. Ooh, major arcanas. Let's go. Okay, so this one wants to come out bad. King of Wands. Okay. Okay, yeah. So I'm glad that this came out on top of this card about the affirmation when I was just saying everything is fine, right? Everything is fine. So the reason why, okay, so the King of Wands represents confidence, passion, sexuality, okay? And sexuality is linked to confidence for a lot of people, right? But I feel like the main message here is we have the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune is about destiny, okay? Cycles, new beginnings, but destiny, things that are just meant to happen, okay? Things that are just meant to happen. And right next to it is the Magician. The Magician is the manifestation card, another major arcana. So basically this is a message following what we just said. It's falling out beautifully, you guys. So there are gifts that you guys have. There are abilities that you have, talents that you have, and you're sleeping on it because some of you guys, it's a sign for spirit to say that it's time to get up out of that cave. It's time to get back to doing what it is that makes you happy. And even if it feels like a task, just do it. For example, if you love the gym, you absolutely love the gym, but you haven't been feeling like going to the gym lately because of your own personal tower moment, right? Which is fine. You take time, you reflect, but now it's time to go back to the gym and you're like, oh, I know I love the gym, but I don't want to. No, force yourself. You have to go. Force yourself because it's just about, it's kind of like, I'm just getting this image of like rolling this big ball to the top, to the edge. And at first it takes some time to get the momentum because it's so heavy and you're pushing and pushing slowly. It starts to push and slowly. And then it just goes down the hill and it's just like, you know what I mean? So it's like that one, just that all you need to do is force yourself to do that one thing that you know you absolutely love. And it'll set a spark off, okay? And just get things in motion, all right? Because doing this, knowing that you control your destiny because you manifest, I'm not saying that you control tower moments, but ultimately we do. We do, though, because the things that we've manifested or the things that we've said or the things that we've focused on, they come out in a way that shows us what it is that what energy or what we were aligning with. So your destiny is up to you, okay? Even through the tower moments. If you believe and manifest, like, okay, this tower moment is uncomfortable, but this is happening for my greater good. Boom, manifesting. Affirm it. Everything's fine. This is happening for my greater good. Everything's fine. It's happening for my greater good. And that's how you will build your confidence back up and your passion. Okay? All right, guys. So let's read in depth Autumn and Release the Old and Rest. Okay, Autumn. Okay. Autumn. Release the old and rest. Release all the pressure and expectations weighing you down. Shed it all so that you can recover from moving into a time of renewal. Guys, Autumn is when the trees are preparing for the long cold winter and must let go of all the weight they are carrying in order to continue to grow and prosper. Sometimes you too just have to surrender an aspect of yourself in order to continue to grow and prosper. The raven on the autumn card shows that there is an opportunity to heal at this time. In Celtic animal medicine, the raven is the bird of healing and initiation. The healing it brings is a shift that allows you to move into a more powerful psychic space where you can be more aware of your needs and desires and be better supported. You know what is heavy, what is holding you back. Is it a person? Is it a situation? A dream? Like the trees letting go of their leaves and fruit in the autumn, it's time to let it go. When you hold on, you try to control reality, and that never works. When you let go, you make space for the new to enter your life. You are being guided by your angels and nature herself to release whatever is stopping you from moving forward, and you can do this. When the autumn card arrives in the future position of a spread or as the last card in a reading, it can also indicate that the coming autumn will usher in important energies with regards to your question or intentions. Beautiful. Mirror Guardian. Guys, if that is not aligned with this reading and y'all saw how I shuffled, you saw how they came out. Mirror Guardian. Take time to reflect. Take some time to reflect on your strengths and challenges and how far you've come. Recognize your gifts. Wow. Angels accept you just the way you are. Even when you are going through a challenging time, they still hold you in the highest esteem. The Mirror Guardian, a female angel, looking into the mirror of life, invites you to witness your spiritual strength and beauty, to see yourself as angels do. The mirror represents the fact that your core beliefs and ideas are in fact what is reflected back to you by your world. Your life is one big mirror of how you feel within, and the Mirror Guardian helps you recognize that. When this card appears, you are being invited to take some time to see where you are right now. You are a beautiful being who has surmounted so many challenges and expanded in so many ways. Your angels are now guiding you to take inventory of your life, to take the time to know all of your recent experiences, the challenges you have surmounted, the strengths you have developed, and the lessons you have learned. Your angels want you to reflect on your strengths, in particular, those aspects of yourself that you feel have not been acknowledged by others. Offer yourself approval where it's due, and know that when you give yourself credit, others will be able to do as well. All right, guys, that's your reading. I hope it resonated. It'd be awesome if you feel like this was a great reading. There may be somebody out there that needs to hear it, so share, please, and like. Thank you. Bye.